The Center for Applied AI's weekly Lunch and Learn webinar. My name is Ed Mellick, and I'm the Director of Business Development for the Center, or C4A as we sometimes call it. In a few minutes, I'm going to be introducing today's presenter, but I want to give you all a quick word about what we do first. C4A is the AI-focused part of UMBC training centers. We're a DC, Baltimore-based nonprofit. We provide technology, leadership, innovation, and project management training services to professionals in the government and private sectors. Our client list is extensive. We serve organizations like the NSA, T. Rowe Price Army Research Lab, BGE Exelon, Army Cyber Command, many other companies. Our classes are expert taught, and we're very focused on applied learning so that when you go through our classes, you really know your business when you're finished. We offer off-the-shelf training, highly customized training, and everything in between. So that's just a quick snapshot of what we do. Today's Lunch and Learn, we're going to be focusing on unlocking productivity using Microsoft Copilot, and that's going to be presented by Dhruv Ratra, and he's one of our many experts. And Dhruv, please take it away.
Excellent. Thank you, Ed. Welcome, everyone. I hope folks can see my screen and hear me well and clearly. Before I get started, just wanted to bring to your attention, next week we'll be talking about using ChatGPT or pretty much any chatbot along with an online interactive Python environment such as Google Colab to really enhance the interactive capabilities and get some business insights. I'll be teaching that, and I believe Ed on May 16th is going to go over AI and disinformation, and then on June 13th. There is a second technical meetup in the Columbia offices of UMBCTC. So, and all of this can be obtained from the website, the C4AI website as well. Okay, with that message out of the way, let's just jump into using. There's a hot mic. If folks can mute yourselves, it would be great. And also, if people have questions, if you don't mind saving them to the end, there'll be a Q&A session at the very end. So please hold your questions until the end. So today we'll be talking about Copilot, and especially Copilot Pro with using that with Microsoft 365. There are about 5 or 10 slides that are kind of introductory before I jump into kind of the demo part. So I'll just breeze them really quickly. So like I said, we'll talk a little bit about Microsoft Copilot and Microsoft 365, and then demo kind of Copilot Pro within Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, and talk briefly about Outlook and Teams. And as we go along the way, I can give you some tips and tricks and some insights into where Microsoft is going. For you guys to get the best out of this session, the assumption is you know what generative AI is all about, whether it's text-based or image, video, audio. And these are all powered by foundation models such as large language models or a diffusion model for image generation, which in turn are trained on massive data sets. I think that we should all be comfortable with kind of how these systems have been architected. But the key takeaway is that it's not perfect. It's a probabilistic model. These things use probability to kind of predict the next word, to generate the next word, to generate an image, to generate a video frame by frame. So you could have incomplete or incorrect responses. And so it's incumbent upon us, the user, to be aware of that before, just passing everything off as truth. Microsoft has taken kind of a very big role in AI, in using AI in their tools. There is a report, if you go to the website, the New Future of Work report, December of last year. People who actually use Gen AI in their day-to-day workflows are more productive. They take less time to do basic stuff, and they provide higher quality content or higher quality results. And as a result, Microsoft's seen the writing on the wall, and they are heavily investing in their into integrating Gen AI into all their various apps. Microsoft 365, as we all know, it's kind of the new brand that was used to be known as Office 365, Word, Excel, online storage, online collaboration, security, subscription model, continuous updates. I think we should all be comfortable with that. And now the Copilot versions. This is where a lot of people get confused because it's such early stages of. Let me just see if I can mute folks here because. Ed, okay, are you able to mute?
I got it, Dave.
Okay, thank you. I'm also just going to turn off my video because I'm here in California and sometimes my Xfinity network acts up a little bit. So if you don't hear or see, please let me know and speak up. Okay, so Copilot, there are various flavors of Copilot. The basic Microsoft Copilot used to be called Bing Chat. It's been rebranded into Copilot. This is the free embedding of ChatGPT into Microsoft's framework, and they have incorporated Bing Search into that and rebranded that as Copilot. You have Copilot as Windows, especially in Windows 11 down here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it on my screen. You can access basically Microsoft Copilot as part of the Windows 11 framework. And the ones that we are going to be focusing on is Copilot for Microsoft 365. There are two different flavors. There's a Pro flavor meant more for the individual user or a small business, and there's the enterprise version as well. I'll be demoing the Pro version, and I'll kind of tell you where the enterprise version can give you more bang for the buck. There are many other flavors of Copilot, including GitHub Copilot for developers, which is kind of the original Copilot released by Microsoft. Copilot is Microsoft. This is Microsoft's marketing sophisticated orchestration engine and processor. It essentially sits upon all your corporate data and has ability to search all the data and kind of interact with the large language model, in this case ChatGPT, to kind of process that data, to get the underlying context, to analyze the content and get the context of the data, whether it's a bunch of emails, whether it's Microsoft Teams related information, people are speaking. It's able to kind of get all the information, all the natural language processing, and it interacts with Microsoft Graph, which is kind of the behind the scenes information that connects to all the different corporate services where permissions are given, and allows you to access all your corporate data within your Office, within your Microsoft 365 app. So there's a question here, and I'll make an exception right now. Does it mean Copilot can see emails, chat? So the security requirement, the how it gets set up is dependent on kind of the security of how the enterprise decides upon it. Usually, they cannot see private chats, they cannot see private communications. But again, this is very, very new, so I would err on the side of caution. Rather than making any assumptions about the security behind the scenes in an organization, and how IT decides to set it up. Okay, and the requirements to use Copilot Pro or Copilot Enterprise is essentially you need to have access to Microsoft 365, obviously, and then you need to be your license for Copilot has to be kind of with the same account that you have the Microsoft 365, because Microsoft has this personal account and business account sign-ins, so to speak. And so if you get Microsoft 365 on a business account, you need to get Copilot on the very same business account. You can't go onto your personal account and then connect the two. Similarly, to be able to use Copilot, because it is going on the internet, it is accessing the cloud, the various kind of network connections need to be accessible, including the Bing APIs, your Copilot.microsoft.com, Cloudflare, and a few others. So these are requirements from behind the scenes that need to be kind of abided by for this to work. Okay. So with that said, let's just jump into some demos here. The first demo is I'm going to use a brand new Word document here. And when you have your account and you're logged into your Word document and you have a connected Copilot, you can see it show up either in the Word document itself or on your home ribbon, you'll see the Copilot button. So I'm just going to jump back here and I'm going to just copy this here just in the interest of time. Essentially, this is a job posting that I'm gonna have Copilot do. So I'm gonna just click on this icon here, and it says Draft Copilot. I'm gonna say write a job posting for entry-level accounting position for my company, Acme Corp. Candidate must have accounting background. Familiarity with QuickBooks is a plus. I'm just gonna click Generate. And as we are familiar with kind of the Chat GPT or Claude or Llama interfaces or Gemini, this is now embedded into Word. It's embedded into the Microsoft app. And when I go down here, it generates the things that I've asked it to do. And I can keep it, I can delete it, I can regenerate it, I can re-edit my prompt. But instead, I'm going to go here and I'm going to say remove. Copy that. I'm going to say I don't want this bachelor's degree in accounting, and instead of sending an email, I'll have people access a website, acmecorp.com/jobs. Remove the degree requirement, and instead of sending an email, interested candidates should apply to the website. And I'm just going to regenerate this. And you can see it just regenerates it. And I can interact with this within the Word environment instead of going to ChatGPT and coming back. I can go back and forth, and you can see the bachelor's degree has been removed, and they have put in here at the website. They've already changed it to the website, or Copilot has changed it to the website. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say keep this. And this looks good, but maybe the introduction here, I'd like to kind of make this more professional. So I can highlight this. I can go to my rewrite with Copilot for just this section here. I can click on that and I can say rewrite with Copilot. And it's not yet 100% kind of, polished in the sense that I want to adjust the tone. So I have to first rewrite it, and now I go in here and I say rewrite it in a professional tone. So it's going to regenerate it. And now I'm going to say insert below. So you can see you have a normal tone, you have more of a professional tone here, our entry-level accounting position. Do you love working with numbers and finding solutions? If yes, you could be the ideal candidate for this. So you can see kind of a lot of the capabilities that one is familiar with in ChatGPT is now embedded into Microsoft Word. And a few other things just to show you kind of the undo and redo menus now have been enhanced because you are now interacting with Copilot. So it's not just plain Word in and of itself. So the enhancements are kind of being propagated throughout the application. Okay. For the next example, I have a market report here in a Word document format. And this time, this document, there's 7 pages here. There's some tables. There's a lot of information in here. I'm going to pop open the Copilot option here in the home ribbon. And I'm going to first say, summarize this document. I could type it in, or I could just click on the option that it gives me right from the get-go. And we'll notice that when we ask it to summarize this document, it will provide a brief summary, and it'll give me clickable references to points, positions in the document where the summaries have are kind of discussed or come from. So the having a fast internet connection, because it's going to go on onto the into the cloud, into the Azure cloud, to run, to get the information to the cloud, to process it and to get it back to me. A fast connection is going to be critical. So you can start seeing it is kind of starting to provide some summary information here, the product description, competitive analysis, distribution channels, based on the 7-page document here. It's going through here. It's going to finish up. I'm just waiting for it to wrap up so that it'll place all the references to the summary here. Okay, here we go. So you can start seeing their small references. So here are the main ideas of the document: product description, competitive analysis, distribution, and I can go in here and I can click on point 7 here, and it takes me back to the position in the document where that summary comes from. Right, and so it gives me a handy kind of, here are my 12 references to the document. I can go in here. Let me just jump back and get my. Is there a call to action? So I'm going to copy this prompt here. I've tried to keep it just simple. Is there a call to action in this market analysis report or in this document to address our challenges? Does the document include a clear and specific plan? Provide suggestions for improving the call to action. So I can interact with this document. And obviously, if this is Microsoft Copilot Enterprise and I'm connected to various document repositories across the enterprise, I can have it go and check and reference other documents. And so that is very, very powerful, in my opinion, of kind of using a tool such as Copilot Pro or Copilot Enterprise within a larger organization, right? So they're answering all my questions. Yes, does it include a promotion plan? However, the document does not mention a limited time discount, but it does mention distributing free samples to improve the call to action. So you can just see kind of, how you can interact with it like you would with a ChatGPT interaction. And maybe I'm interested in the expected outcomes of the promotion plan, and I'm just going to click on that. So while the interface, I've found it to be fairly stable and robust, there's definitely room for improvement in kind of usability and in performance. So the two things that I have noticed in kind of using Copilot for quite some time now is usability, and that's something that's Microsoft will continuously kind of enhance because these changes are coming out now on a weekly basis from Microsoft, and then performance, a lot of it is dependent on kind of your location. So this is kind of using Copilot in terms of interacting with with an existing document. Now I'm going to just go to office.com or Microsoft365.com, and I'm just going to open up an online version of Word, and you'll notice it's very, very similar. I can do the same thing. It takes a little while. I can just say, something. I'm just going to copy my prompt here. Wrong one. here. I need to give a talk on key advances in generative AI. What are 5 points that I should cover, right? So very similar in the online version. And one thing I forgot to mention, both in the online version as well as in the desktop version, is related to Copilot. There is the capability of editor. Editor kind of looks, if folks have used like Grammarly or things like that, it's kind of a watered down version of it where you can kind of have your AI kind of look at your document and kind of give you feedback on your document from spelling, grammar, and provide some sort of recommendations for your document, right? So it's a very powerful tool that again is kind of continuously be worked on, and over time it's going to be obviously get better. And so I'm here in my online version. I'm going to keep this, and I can go in here and I can say now, translate this into French. And you'll notice it will go ahead and translate the whole thing into French. I will just let it do its thing. I'll just hop back to my, just in the interest of time. Just to summarize, you can draft documents, you can control the grammar, tone, style, formatting, summarize, all the things you could do in ChatGPT or Gemini, you can do now within Word itself. Right, and let's go back over here. You can see I've asked it to translate this into French, but it did not give me the same formatting that it had over here. I can just copy that format, use my format painter maybe, and let's just see if this works. Almost. So undo that. Let's do this format painter. And let's do this format painter. And we're done. Okay. But I would have expected kind of, and you can see the editor solutions similar to the desktop version. Okay. Now let's hop over to PowerPoint. I just have a blank PowerPoint here. And again, there really isn't a Copilot kind of accessibility on the slide. In this case, I'm just going to go to the home ribbon and click Copilot, and I'm gonna type in. Let me get my create a presentation detailing why coffee is the best thing to have. I'm just going to click send. And in PowerPoint, while in Word you can have Copilot kind of embed tables and text, you could also have images be embedded in Word, but in PowerPoint by default it will do a few things that I find very powerful. One of it is it will do your images. It'll also do animations. It'll do videos. But more importantly, at least from my point of view, since it's creating a slide from scratch, it will provide speaker notes. You'll see right here, it'll provide speaker notes from the get-go that one can use that are related to all these slides. And you can see, a very professional set of slides here. I can in PowerPoint go to designer and kind of tweak the slides if I wanted to, using different design kind of layouts. And maybe I want to go in here, maybe, before my fourth slide, I want to go back and I'm going to say, add another slide with additional details regarding the health benefits. And I did not spell this correctly. So I have 6 slides here. I'm just going to say, hey, go ahead and add another slide for me and give this the topic, although I do see some health benefits already being provided, like it contains antioxidants, but I want to add another one. I'm just going to go in there and just say, add another one. And here we go. More health benefits of coffee. It's Let's plop it in right under the slide where I asked it to. And I can go into Designer and I can change things around if I wanted to. So one big difference between Copilot Pro and Copilot Enterprise, Copilot Pro does not allow you currently to reference other files. But in Copilot Enterprise, I could say, add 3 more slides based on the content in, and I can give it a reference by using the front slash here of a document. I can point it to a Word document and I can say, read that Word document and build slides for me from that Word document using a front slash as a reference. So Copilot Enterprise has that capability, and it is a very powerful capability based on kind of the videos that I've seen where I can just point it to a Word document and say, hey, build me a slide deck out of this Word document, right? So something to keep in mind, the difference between Pro and Enterprise. I'm just going to open it. In this case, I'm going to open up a slide. I'm going to open up a slide that's here. This slide has 19 slides here, and I can say, just like in the Word document, I can say summarize this presentation. So just like in the Word document where it went through and it processed all the content and gave me the main ideas along with references. You can see it has it'll give me the references and it'll jump over to the slide where those references come from. Very, very powerful for large documents that maybe you've never seen before, or not, they're new to you and you want to get a very quick summary, quick overview of this. Is there a reference to Latin America? Or I'll just say, are there any references to Latin America? And sure enough, there I can actually see it right here. Maybe I should have tried Asia, but they all drink tea in Asia anyway. And the beauty about Copilot is, so there are a lot of references over here, and I can go in and it'll give me the point me to all the different references, right? And I can also say something like, provide 3 examples to improve this presentation for use in a proposal, right? Something, whatever you're working on, whatever's important. And what I wanted to say, the key thing about Copilot is it will respect the themes, the formatting of whatever document that you're in. So if your corporation, your enterprise has kind of specific themes that you need to use for your documents, whether it's PowerPoint, whether it's Excel, whether it's Word, Copilot will respect all of those, right? So you can. So here it's giving me 3 key points: include more visuals, add a SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, cost benefit analysis, right? So very powerful. I'll just jump ahead real quick, and I'll go to a PowerPoint, and I'm going to get this leaf theme. So I'm going to create something from this leaf theme, and I'm going to I think I have something here. Okay, create a presentation about fire. So I'm going to open up Copilot here. And one thing I did not mention earlier, I failed to mention for Word and for PowerPoint earlier, they have a bunch of prompts that you can use, and you can see a whole, you can see kind of you have a library of prompts, and you can save your prompts and access them, and you can kind of look at the various prompts, and work on prompts depending on the type of prompt you're working that you want to, whether it's edit, create. So again, they're trying to kind of reduce the burden. You don't need to be a prompt engineer to get the best out of this. They're going to try and help you. So create a presentation about fire safety, fire safe and drought tolerant plants and trees for Northern California. Right, so this is online. So I just want to show you a couple of things with this demo here. That one, it's going to respect the theme, the leaf design theme that I've chosen. It's going to respect that theme, and it's going to create, and I want to create a new draft. So I want to overwrite what's over here. I want to create a new draft using this theme, and I'm doing this all online. And again, it's going to give me the speaker notes, and it will give you images or videos if you want, or you can handle animations, transitions, and I think in this case already there is some animation right here. And so you can go in fire safe plants. Maybe I'm not sure about this because it's showing kind of maybe a manufacturing site, fire safe trees, drought tolerant, conclusion. And I can get it to add more stuff, add new slides if I wanted to. Okay, let me quickly jump over to Excel now. So for Excel, the key thing there's two differences with Excel, between Excel and PowerPoint and Word, and that Excel, you need to go into OneDrive. Your document needs to be, your Excel spreadsheet needs to be in OneDrive, and autosave must be turned on. That is one key requirement that for Excel. The other thing for Excel is if I go in here and I go to Copilot, for those of you who are Excel, who are familiar with the table concept in Excel, this is not a table. This is just rows and columns of data here. In this example, I have e-commerce data. The stores made about 10,000 sales on their website, and this is kind of information about the sale. But if I go here to do Copilot, it won't work off of this because it needs to be placed into an Excel table, which is a very specific thing that Excel supports, right? I only work in Excel table. So to get that into Excel table, click anywhere in that data range, and you go to Insert and Table. And we'll find that entire range, and it'll turn it into an Excel table. And now once I'm in the Excel table, I can do a few things. Those of you who attended, my talk, I think it was in data analysis, you can use analyze data in Excel. It already has AI capabilities built into Excel even before generative AI was known to anyone. So Excel already had a lot of AI capabilities, but now I'm just going to focus on the Copilot, the Gen AI capabilities of Excel. Again, if you go, you can see all the different prompts here. I can say, show me some data insights here. And similar to the analyze data, what it does, it will generate pivot tables, pivot charts, and standard Excel charts. And you can bring them into your worksheet or kind of have them generate more or different types of charts and pivot charts and pivot tables. So you can see in this case, it just generated one. This is what it thought it was interesting. Here's an insight I found. And I can add this to a sheet here. It brings it into my sheet. And I can see my pivot table and my pivot chart here. And I can do with it whatever, I would do, within Excel. I can adjust this. I can put a legend. I can change the color and kind of tweak the chart or table if I needed to. So here I can ask questions. This is a data set here. I can say, what is the breakdown of, and in Excel, when you have a table, the table headers are your field names, right? And just as a general best practice, you want to incorporate them, you want to enclose them in single quotes here, or even double quotes, to let Copilot know you're referring to that table header. So what is the breakdown of sales by region, right? And I'm just going to say, and again, you can see it's a little bit, if you are an Excel expert, you're probably not going to be using Copilot because you could do this a lot faster outside of Copilot, right? But if you want to kind of look at prototyping and you have a lot of data and you want to get information from different sheets, then a case of using Copilot might be worthwhile. And I can say, which category had the highest sales in 2019. So I can explore my data set. I can use it, as you've seen. You can build charts here, but I'll show you a few other things after it comes back with this. So this is an example of something that I could have done in seconds using a pivot table, right? I can just go in here, just create a pivot table, insert pivot table while it's doing all of this stuff in a new worksheet. And in this pivot table, I can bring category over here, rows, sales, and for my order date in my filters, I can restrict to I need to change it to date because I want to look in 2019. So I could have done that whole thing before this is even done, kind of getting me the answer. But just wanted to, I'm not able to do that. I'm having trouble working on the prompts right now, trying to say, maybe because I'd gone over to the other thing. I'm not sure if that confused it. Sometimes to clear the memory, you click change topic and you can go back and start over again. So I'll skip that for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few other things. I'm going to say sort by region. Or let's say sort. I'll do a few things. Quantity. So I have quantity over here. I'm going to say sort by quantity. And we can look when it's done. We can see the quantity it's been sorted and it's kind of put that indicator over there. And I can say, highlight quantity greater than 8 or greater than, say, 10. Again, if you are an Excel expert, you're probably not going to be using Copilot to do this stuff, but you could be using it to kind of analyze the data, to get you some insights for some prototyping, things along those lines. So if I go all the way down here, I expect these are highlighted. So you can see the quantities greater than 10, strictly greater than 10, 11, and all have been highlighted, right? Now, I just want to show you one last thing in Excel before I just start wrapping it up. You can add, I have in my data set, I have sales and profit, sales numbers here, profit numbers here. I'm going to say, hey, go ahead and build a cost field and display it in currency format with 2 decimal places. So again, time is not your friend when you're working with Excel for kind of basic tasks, for prototyping, for evaluation, for high-level modeling. I can use Copilot to start doing some modeling. So you can see here, it is now use some code here to use sales minus profit, and I'm going to insert the column, and it's given me cost with 2 decimal and a dollar currency format. So okay, so just real quick, because we're kind of running out of time, I'm just going to jump back. The power Excel is going to come in when you want to start doing some sort of predictive modeling or forecasting, right? You can start using that data set and start having it build your regression models for you. It's still, unlike for those of you who have a keen eye, Excel shows you Copilot preview, whereas Word and Word and PowerPoint do not have that preview label there, right? So that should tell you something. So Excel has preview, and the ability to kind of look for outliers, handle duplicates, things like that, the more mundane tasks, you might be able to do a quicker job if you're expert in Excel, but give it some time. It will kind of improve, and people will be using Excel for more kind of for prototyping as well as for modeling purposes. But basic tasks, you're probably a lot faster doing them in Excel. Okay. Just real quick to kind of wrap this up, I just want to talk about Outlook and Teams. Outlook, you have a lot of emails. There's a lot of email content, and especially in an organization, not only can you use Copilot to draft your emails, you can have Copilot summarize the threads, look for action items, provide a prioritized result of emails, right? You could have your quick responses be auto-generated by Copilot within Outlook, and also have Copilot look at your calendar and help you when it's generating your responses. It will go and check your calendar before kind of, committing you to some meeting because, there's a conflict. So a lot of things you can do in Outlook with the Microsoft Enterprise license, and same for Teams. Teams has the additional benefit that it can listen to the conversations and kind of summarize the conversations by kind of transcribing the spoken word. If you arrive late to a meeting, use case, common use cases, what's happened so far? You can ask Copilot within Teams, say, tell me what's happened so far. Are there any action items that have been assigned to me, right? So you can really enhance your team's experience using Copilot Pro and Copilot Enterprise. And then at the end of a meeting, it will generate a summary and provide kind of, what are the tasks, who got assigned tasks, what are the action items, when are the deadlines, right? So very, very powerful. So Outlook and Teams are kind of enterprise level, huge benefits that that Copilot provides. But just remember, it's young. It's and you're not even using a leading edge tool here. You're using a bleeding edge tool, and you are going to cut yourself because there are going to be issues. There are going to be issues. That said, the enhancements are being pushed out sometimes on a daily basis. But remember, at the end of the day, whenever you're working with all this stuff, the underlying limitations of your large language model, of your foundation model, a lot of limitations that are there, especially incomplete information and incorrect information or hallucinations. So, okay. With that, I open it up. If folks have any questions, please ask away. If not, thank you for attending. Hopefully this was useful for folks. And let me know if you have any specific questions.